Yeah. Hello, hello. Say hello when you jump on. Hi, Karen. Hi, Sharon. How's everyone tonight? I'm just stamping out some images. We're gonna do a lot of cool stuff tonight. So I hope you guys will be ready to hang in there. Hi, Cheryl. So I got some stuff going on now that I know I can see comments. That's awesome. Oh, I want to redo this lucky stamp. So I had to do some preparation for tonight. Last night it was requested that I do the Sweet Keeper, and someone requested this girl with the little cricket. So we're gonna do all the things tonight. And so I wanted to go ahead and get started on these so that we don't have to wait too awful long for everything tonight. I'm hoping it won't take too long. I've already done a bunch of the prep work, so we can go over that. So instead of watching me cut everything as I go along, I'm going to actually explain it, and then voila, it'll already be done. And you guys won't have to wait for me to do it. Do you have any idea where I put my sticky mat? Because I am so going to need that, and I don't know where it is.
Is it over there in your, over there next to the printer paper?
No. You guys, I have so much stuff on my desk right now that I can't find anything I need. I know I have that sticky mat. I really, really want it. I don't know where it is. Maybe it'll, oh, here it is. Now I know. All right, so we're good. Sorry about that. Slight delay for a brief moment, but I promise we're going to get busy doing a lot of stuff here tonight. I don't know where the other one is, so I'm using this one. But I'm going to start off by talking a little bit about the Sweet Keeper. So the Sweet Keeper is this huge set of dies that you can get in the shop. Mine are already pulled off, so you can't technically see them. So there's several dies in this set. I don't know exactly how many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 dies. In the set, when you get it, there are instructions. How to cut the dies apart, how they layer together, and how to actually make the project. So if you buy the die, you will definitely get the instructions. And then you can also watch this video and a couple other ones we've done on the site. Hi, Amanda. So I'm going to go ahead and cut these out real quick because we're going to put these on our Sweet Keeper. So I'm going to cut them before I color them, just so I can be talking while I'm doing it. So when I designed the Sweet Keeper, I tried to make it very, very helpful and for you to be able to use the dies for a lot of different things. So I'm going to actually go over tonight all of the different things that we've come up with that you can do with the dies. And then we're also going to make 2 projects with it. tonight. I already have everything cut out, but I will explain to you how to cut it out. So it's really simple, way more simple than you would think. So just bear with me and we'll go over all of that and you'll know how to do it. It is so helpful to have all the dies. I've used them for so many things other than what they were actually built for. So it's a pretty cool, nifty little die set that you can use for a lot of different stuff. In fact, today when I was working on a project in my room for something I wanted to get done, I was like, man, what can I do with these so they'll be really handy for me? And I was like, oh man, I bet I can use that Sweet Keeper. So I got it out and I used it for a project I actually did today for myself, and I will show that to you shortly. I want to actually go through the process as it happens, as you make them, and then when we get to the point where these particular items are all you need, we can I'll show you the project, and then you'll be able to see what you need and how you cut it and how you get ready for it and all that kind of stuff. So it seems like a big die. We did it at the Make and Take table this past year at all the expos. So a lot of people were, a lot of people saw it, a lot of people made it. But once you make it and you go home, you're like, how did I do that? So we include the instruction sheet, which I wrote based on the way that I teach how to do it. And I didn't have anyone at all year that couldn't actually do this. Everybody was able to make the project and take it home with them, and they were all super happy. In fact, we kind of sold out of it several times. So, hi Lily. So just bear with me real quick while I get these cut out, because we're going to need these for our project. So what I did was I chose the colors that I'm going to color tonight so we can get started on that kind of quickly. These are small images, so they will not take that long to color. And then we'll be able to use them for our project. One project is going to be more for a girl, and one project is going to be for a boy, which is why I chose this image right here to use for that project, because I wanted to make one of it masculine and one of them feminine so you guys could see the difference in them. Hi Brinska. We're still icing up here, so it's been very chilly. But we're hoping it's all going to melt off tomorrow. And that would be just fabulous, because I'm ready to get out of the house and go to the store and pick up some stuff that I need. I don't know if you guys can hear. Jack's under the table hanging out with us tonight. So if you hear him, you will know. Okay, so we're all done with that. So that's super great. Yeah, it's freezing. It's so cold up here. I'm going to do this real quick. One more thing real quick. I'm going to cut out these little white spaces that I don't want on there, but I promise I'm pretty quick at this, so you won't have to hang out too long. Yeah, our tree in the backyard by my window has been cracking all day on the with all the ice that's on it. So I don't know how much damage it'll have to it when it gets done. I've been hearing it pop all day long, making me a little nervous. I need a little bit more off this one because it looks kind of funny compared to the other side. I was supposed to, I wanted to leave for Arizona, but it looks like the weather's not doing very well. Hi Kelly. Hi Kim. Oh, this is I got this from Jamie. I think she got it on Amazon. It's called a pen blade, and it's got this little, see it retracts the blade, and it works really, really well. I really like it. She had it, and I was like, I really like that tool, and she goes, I have two. You can have one. So she gave me one because her and I, we don't like those white spots when we stamp with that don't get cut out with the die. So we cut them out. Not everybody does, but we like them that way, so we cut them out. Okay, done. Yay! You're welcome anytime. Ask any questions. Feel free. So I already chose the colors tonight, and I'm going to put this So Lucky to Be My Friend off to the side for now. I only chose one sentiment. I don't know what I'm going to put on the other one. Probably some kind of happy birthday or Father's Day, but I wanted to leave it so I can worry about it later. This right here is just a standard grip sticky mat that's going to hold down my images while I color them. I got it at the Dollar Tree, so it was only $1.25. You can buy a couple of them in case it wears out, but I've used mine over and over again. I couldn't find my other one, so I had to get out my backup. So I didn't want to make you guys wait. So I just put the plastic back on it so I can touch this side of the sticky mat, and then we'll color this. So this one is from Lucky Critters. It's this little girl down here with her little lucky bug. And this one is from Man Plans, which is a funny little set that we have. I chose this little guy right here, but there's one with the man flu, there's a workout guy, and then there's the one that looks like Dale vacuuming. No, just kidding. A little bald guy vacuuming. So I'm going to color these two at the same time. We're going to go with the skin tones first, so we're just going to stick with the same skin tones for them. So this is going to be E000. I'm going to zoom in. That's why I'm moving all my stuff down so you can really see. So I'm going to start with E000. And I'm going to do them at the same time. So I'm going to do them a little bit faster than I normally color at night. But that's just because I want to show you guys the big projects as well. So we got to get these guys colored up so they're not going to have a ton of detail on them. They're going to be some cute little, quickly colored up little guys. I'll probably make those socks anyway on his feet, but hi Kathy. So again, those who are just joining, we're just going to color these up real quick so we can put them on our Sweet Keeper when we put it together. We are going to do all of the steps on the Sweet Keeper in just a few minutes. I think it'll take maybe about, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes, 20 at the most for us to color these up. I've already cut them out, so you don't have to worry about that. Once they're colored, they're good and ready to go. So we're going to roll along a little bit faster than normal because I want to be able to do all the projects, and I don't want to keep you guys all night long. So I'm going to use RV95. I'm going to put in my shadow areas for this little guy. It doesn't have to be perfect. He's pretty little. You won't be able to see a whole lot of him. So this is kind of a quick, if you want to just do a quick little color something up, you can do it like this. Hi Angela. Kind of giving everybody time to get on so we can work on the Sweet Keeper. We are going to do all of the things tonight, all the projects you can do with the Sweet Keeper. I've already prepped all of the stuff. I forgot her little foot here. So I'm going to go over here. This is going to be a quick coloring. Okay, moving on to E11. Now we're going to blend back into that color. So we're going to push back into that RB95 just to keep that shadow area there. Boy, this guy is just chilling over here. He's just chilling on his little, oops, you couldn't even see. You need to order a sweet keeper. Oh man, yeah, wait till you see what all we do with it tonight. Oh my gosh, we have so many things. And I have them all prepared so you don't have to watch me do all the die cutting and stuff. I prepped everything before, and that's why I didn't have time to prep the coloring. Plus, I know you guys really like to watch the coloring, so I didn't really want to do that ahead of time. So I'm just doing a quickie here. Hey, Mama. He is cute. These are some really cute little images, but I thought he would be great for the project we're doing, so I'm kind of excited about it. I'm kind of excited to show you guys all the projects we have tonight. E21 is the next one, and then right after that we're going to do the cheeks. So after this color, these are new markers. Got a bunch on sale at Hobby Lobby when they were having their big sale. So it takes a little bit of getting used to it when it's a new marker. It kind of behaves just a little bit different than I'm used to. So these markers are a little more challenging until I get used to them. Just because when you use the same colors for so long, like I have for like 15 years, sometimes the color can change a little bit from touching all the other colors. It doesn't happen often and it's hard to notice. I didn't notice it, but when Jamie came to visit, she was like, why is your E11 so much darker than mine? And I was like, I don't know. The same thing. Where's this image from? This image is from our set called Man Plans. It looks like this. Man Plans. He's this little guy right here. Okay, we got to put the little cheeks in before we do the last color, because that's the way I like to do it. And I want him to be super happy. His little cheek won't be that red when we get done, but I want him to be super happy. Yeah, I like it. I like this particular image. I really like. And then the one that's vacuuming, because I think it looks like Dale. I like that one a lot too. But this one I think is really useful. I put it on a card with a big bottle of beer, and it was super cute. I liked how it came out. So I'm just blending out her little cheeks and the last little bit of skin we got showing here. The skin and the hair take the longest. The rest of it will just kind of be quickie. The cricket might take a minute, but the rest of it will be not bad at all. Okay, so we're going to do all of their hair the same. I've chosen brown colors for that, so we're going to start with E49. And since her hair is going to take me a little longer to color, I'm going to start with hers. And then I'll just do his real quick. His isn't going to take quite as long, and I'm probably not going to use all the colors on his like I am on hers. Just going to give her a little bit of hair here. Going to do a little bit out from this ponytail because that's where the really dark area would be. And then I'm going to do a little bit here as well because her ponytail would cause that little darkness there. And then we'll go up here and we'll do his. What's real close to his head. right here in the shadow. And then a little bit right here where his little part is. And I think that's all he needs. E29 is next. Look, I've been working so hard, my hands are shaking. My hands are shaking a little bit tonight. Okay, E29 is next. So I'm gonna put a little bit of this in there. It's not our middle color yet. Hello, Melanie. We're just prepping our images that we're going to use on our Sweet Keeper when we make it tonight. So if you haven't seen the Sweet Keeper, stick around. You'll like all the cool stuff we're going to make with it. E25. I'm jumping. I skipped to 27. We'll see if it works. Maybe. I might need that 27 on her hair, but I won't need it on his. I think his will be fine. But I'm going to need to jump back over to the 27 for her hair because 25 is too big of a jump. I need more hair strands. And this is my middle color, so I really need this one in here. This is a quick, not detailed way of doing her hair if you just want to get it done real quick. Now I'm going to jump to the 23. How's Dale's coloring come along? He got his chart done today. But now you're back. You didn't miss the Sweet Keeper yet. We're just coloring these little images up real quick. Sort of a fast coloring, but they'll still be super cute. Yep, he did. He finished his hex chart today. He just told me, I finished my hex chart. What do I do now? And I said, I'm preparing for the live. We'll have to talk about that after. And he was like, okay, I'll wait. So he hasn't started on any lessons yet, but he played with his markers. So, and I think he's making himself a holder, some kind of holder to hold all his markers. Yeah, he did. He did his hex chart. I was super proud. He's serious. Okay, so now we have hair and skin. That was great. We really needed to get that done. So I think what I'm going to jump to next is going to do this little cup here in a blackish color, and I'm going to do her pants in a darkish color too. Now I chose all these colors so they'll match the papers that I picked for the projects. So I'm going to put some in here. So that's why I pre-chose all of the colors. Normally I would make this cup like a goldish color, but it's not going to match with the papers I chose. So I decided to go ahead and do it in the black. Welcome to the dark side. Yep, he is going to learn. Trying to see if he wants to come to the retreat. You know, we have a retreat coming up. If you like to color, you should come to the retreat. It's going to be so much fun. It's a coloring intensive retreat, so you'll learn lots of tips and techniques, and it's going to be so much fun. We're already getting all this stuff organized and prepared. Do you guys find that switching which end you put the caps on makes them fit differently? I love the holder, but I have to make sure my caps go back on the same end they came on. I don't have any problems with the holder, but yes, some of my markers seem to fit differently on each end. Like some of them are really loose on one end. This is a perfect indication right here. See this one? It barely goes on this side. If I put it on this side, I get a good click. So I just make sure when I put the cap on that, and some of them it does that and some of them it doesn't. And so I just make sure that I hear it click really good when I put it back on, just to make sure I don't run into any problems with markers drying out or anything like that. So I do see that happening sometimes with mine, and more the new ones than the old ones. I don't know why that is. I don't really have any problems with the old ones, but the new ones seem to have that a little bit more. So it might be something they changed in what they're making, or I don't know, something. I'm gonna do just in this one area a little bit. I don't want to get too close to it. And I think I'm going to do the bottom of his shoes with this color as well. I'm going to just try to get some of that done. I think I have a brownish color for the one, and I think I'm going to do that on the base too. It's very hard to get the caps off of them. I don't usually have, you know what, do they have a lot of, the only time I have trouble getting the caps off is if there's a whole bunch of gunk up in there, and then sometimes it makes my caps really hard to get off, so you just gotta, I try to keep that cleaned up so that doesn't happen. But it gets sticky, so you have to clean it out so that the caps go on and off easily. But if anybody else has different feedback, let us know. Be good to know. You clean your markers after you're done coloring? I don't know why they're so... Maybe try putting them on the opposite end. That's what I do. If I have one that's just really, really tight, I'll put it on the other end and see if that works out better. But I'm curious if anyone else has that issue. This one is N4. This is the third color in the combo, so it's going to be more of the true color. I'm going to have to turn this. I'm so proud of you cleaning your markers after every time you use them. I love that. That's awesome. We don't find very many people that do that. You ever watch YouTube videos or really quick TikTok videos? If you look at their markers, oh my goodness. Mainly on the markers you don't use a lot. I wonder if they just get a really good suction on them. And if you use them more, maybe it'll be better. I don't know. I haven't really had that problem. This is good. This is a big spots. We're getting filled in, and then we'll be able to move on. I don't think it's going to take us too awful long to do the projects either, since I have them already die cut. And they honestly, they don't really take that long as it is. I mean, we could do the make and take at the booth with everything cut out in 15 minutes. So, yeah, there's that. Okay, and then we have N3. I have N2 pulled in case I want to add any highlights, but I'm kind of thinking that this 2 is doing it good for me. So it's kind of making the color a little lighter on its own. So that's pretty cool. And I wanted to do the one in like blue or red, but I really can't because it doesn't match the stuff I'm doing. It's time now because it was not easy to clean all of them once I took it. It took me forever. Yep. Hello, Sandy. Yes, I know exactly what you mean. The very first time that I realized that somebody told me, you know, hey, you need to fill and clean your markers. Of course, this was many, many, many years ago. But when I discovered that, I had originally started putting the dirty marker on the other end. Oh my gosh, biggest mistake I ever made, because then it wasn't just cleaning one end of the marker and a little bit on the other. It was cleaning a whole lot on both ends of the marker, which was very time consuming. So yeah, I don't do that anymore at all, but I did do it for a while and in the beginning. And I regretted it big time because it took me like 3 days to clean all those markers. It was a nightmare. Alrighty. Okay, so that's our gray. I'm going to jump to, oh, you know what? I decided to do it, her shirt in this BG 78, 75, 72, and I'm going to do her shoes in that too, and I'll probably do his too. I think it'll be okay to put his in that. Yep. So he's going to get these color pants, and then he'll get a beige shirt to match, or maybe a green shirt. I don't know. I haven't decided. I forgot about his shirt when I was picking my colors, so we could certainly go back to one of the colors, but this one will look really good with the project we have ready to go. So I'm just getting a little bit up under here, kind of on her shoes a little bit. We only have 3 colors, so it won't take too long, and we'll have to use a little bit more of this middle color and our last color for highlight. And she's playing with her little lucky bug. Okay, and here's the last one. This one is significantly lighter and is going to change the color a little bit, but it's going to be pretty. I probably should have done a little bit of tip to tip on this one. So I'm going to pull out the BG 75 and just touch the tip of my marker on that brush, and it'll help blend those colors together much more smooth. To see how easy that went? It worked really well. I didn't need it in the top section because there wasn't that much there. But in this big area that I left, the tip to tip helped smooth that out a bit. Okay, so next, let's go to the brown color. So I have chosen E35, and I want to do this one for, I think I'll do his shoe. Jack. And then I'm going to do just the outsides of this little number 1. And then I'm going to do a little bit here. And then kind of along the bottom. So we're going to make this like a really light brownish color. We don't have to do anything on her with this color, so all is good. 33 is the next one. I want these to be a little darker than the number. So I'm just going to put a little bit of this color in here, and then we're going to use a lighter color to finish it off. Alright, so the next one is 31. And this one is significantly lighter, so it's going to wash out a little bit, which I like and think will look really good on our little number 1. I like it, I like it. I'm going to blend this one out. And I wanted to make the bottom of this really light in case I wanted to write something on it, maybe, since I haven't picked my sentiment for the guy yet. Okay, so I think I'm going to go back to these blue colors and put them on his pants. Like his little feet and legs and stuff sticking out of here. I just got that marker and the cap already looks terrible. I must have opened and shut that one a lot already. I think I do like his little feet being that color of his skin. I like it a lot. So I think I'm going to leave that in because he's really chilling today. He doesn't have any socks on. So I'm going to go back to my E21, which was one of my skin colors, and I'm just going to darken up those little feet a little bit. Okay, so the last colors we have are for this little guy, and I think we're going to do his shirt in this same thing. So I'm going to go ahead and finish him off, and then we'll do the little cricket. And I think since his shirt is so small, I'm just going to use a couple of these colors. So we're going to make it green. And then we're going to color it in with this YG03, which is going to make it a little bit more of a yellow green. But I think that's good enough for now. That makes me happy. I am going to go back in one more time with my G63 just to put a little bit more shadowing in there. And there we go. Okay, so he's all done. Now we just have the cricket, and then we get to make the sweet keeper and all the cool things that we can do with that. So this little guy won't take very long. YG67. This is the dark green. I like the bottoms of his legs to have the darker green on them. And that's just a personal preference. And then up underneath where his legs and stuff go over him. I think I'm going to put a little bit right here as well. Okay. Are you guys watching? I'm talking a little fast tonight, huh? YG63 is next. So I'm just going to start working this down just a little bit. I want that to be really light under there. So you won't have too much of this color on the underside of his belly. We don't have a whole lot of these colors going on for this little guy. So he's pretty easy because he's so tiny. Yes, you're watching and I'm talking fast and you're like, I'm keeping up. YG03, I'm going to fill this one in because I want it to stay darker than the back. That's just kind of a personal preference. I'm not really going to put any here because I want to make that the lightest color. And then I'm going to use the tip of my marker to do the underside of these legs so I can make the top part of the legs with the lightest color. And kind of fill this out, leaving just a teeny spot on his nose. And now we're going to use YG21, which was the last color in this combination. And this is where I'm going to bring out that really bright yellow green to make him kind of shine up a little bit. So he'll really get some little dimensions going on there. There we go. Isn't he just the cutest little stinker? All right, look at that. They're all done. Coloring complete. We rocked that. We did 2 images super duper fast. I'm moving all the markers out of the way so they're not in my way while I'm trying to do the project. So give me just a second. Okay, so we have this little guy, which will go with that project, and this girl will go with this project. That was fast. Wasn't that fast? Usually I do a little bit more detail in them and a little bit more, but I wanted them to be, they're not the focus of the project. The focus of the project is the actual project. So I'm going to zoom out now, because you guys will need to be able to see everything. Okay, so I showed you the dies. They come in a long set like this. You can't, they're not on there right now, but they look like this. And I have already put them, so you cut them apart, and I put them on my Gemini. I have a Gemini. So sticks the image down while you're coloring, and then you can remove it without tearing. Yep, exactly. And I got it at the Dollar Tree, and it was only $1.25, so it's kind of a stinking awesome bonus. It looks like this. Standard grip. And you can use it over and over. It's amazing and cheap. Love it. Okay, so these are the dies plus this one. And these 2 little half circles. So these are all the pieces to the Sweet Keeper. If you lay them like this and like this, you can cut the outside piece in one shot and all the cover pieces in one shot. So let me show you what that means. So in order to build this, I took a piece of paper and I cut it 4 by 12. Okay, so it needs to be a 12 by 12. I cut it at 4 by 12, and then that 4 by 12 piece fits right here, and you can cut the entire cover at one time. And then I took another sheet of 12 by 12 and I cut it also at 4 by 12, and then it will cut all of the accent pieces at one time for you. All at one time, and they all go in the same, I don't think I have these on here right. Oops. There you go. And the paper will match up as well. So these hearts go with that. This one, I don't know. Anyway, I cut it all at one time. We'll see when we put it together, but then all your papers go in the same way. So the biggest thing to remember is if you have a paper with a design on it, you need to make sure that this piece will cut the design right side up like this, because this is the front of your container. So this is the only one that matters. Those, you can flip them back and forth, but this one, you can't do it like this. You can't. So this one has to be right. Now, if you don't want to go through that trouble, you can just cut it in a solid color or a pattern that doesn't matter. That's up to you. So the key is, if you put them all on here, you can cut them all at one time. And you don't have to worry about, you know, you can do all the pieces that you need for the outside in one shot. When you're done with that, then you need to take this piece, this piece right here, and you need 6 of this piece. So you can cut 2 at a time, so you only have to run it through one time. I mean, 3 times, and you'll have 6 pieces. So they come out like this. So I ran 2 red ones at the same time and it punched them out, and then 2 of this design paper at the same time and 2 of this design paper. Now they're patterned on the back, so if I want to switch them around, I can. But when you cut this one, if you have a pattern that you need to see, you have to cut it with the tab at the bottom. Okay? Because if you don't, the decoration on your pocket will be upside down. And you don't want that. So if you don't want to go through that much complication, you can just do something like this. And then it doesn't matter which way it goes, because it doesn't matter. But if it matters, just remember the tab has to be at the bottom or your words will be upside down. So you need 6 of these. You can cut 2 at a time, so you need 3 passes. So I did that. Voila, 6 of them. I cut these all at one time with 1 pass, and I got all these pieces. I just knocked over my trash can. You know I didn't like doing that for sure. Okay, pardon me on that little mishap there. Hi, Allison. Okay, once you have all your pieces, you'll need 1 of each of these dies, and then you need 6 of this die. And then these little half circles, you'll use those later. I gave you these. You can use a 1-inch circle punch or anything you want. These are going to be the tabs in the pockets, which we'll go over in a minute. I'm going to use a punch tonight because I would have to run this through 3 times, and I don't want to make you guys wait for that. Okay, step 1. Cut them all out. Step 2, take the solid pieces and fold them on all the score lines. So this is where your espresso comes in super handy. Okay, now that you can see where all the score lines are, the first thing you're going to do is put these on. We want to put these on first. So this one goes here, and see, that's why it has to be right side up. This one goes here. It's going to actually go like this, but you can't see that all in the picture, so I'm leaving it like this. This one on the end and this one in the front have to go in the same direction. See how they're in the same direction? This one has to go in the opposite direction. Otherwise, when you flip the box around, it'll be upside down. You don't want that. And then these tabs in between, we'll do those in a few minutes. But this is how it's going to lay out. I usually teach it doing the pockets first. So I'm just going to set that aside and we'll come back to that. So the first thing you have to do is fold on all the score lines. So there's a score line on this side. And you have to repeat this 6 times. So I'm sorry you'll have to watch that 6 times. But fold them on these score lines. Once you have it folded on the score line, you'll fold it in half. Just like this. Now, the one question I get the most is there a score line in the center? There is not. And the reason there is no score line in the center is so that you can use this card as a recipe card or an index card. You can cut the tabs off, and then it's a plain index card, and it becomes a pocket as well. So once you fold them, you get a pocket. But if I put that score line in there, it messes up your index card or recipe card. So that's why there's no score line down the center. But once you fold everything over, it's very easy to fold. So we have to do that with all 6 of them. So I'm going to do that just kind of quick. so you guys can see. Fold in half. Just line up the edges. You need 6. Now let's talk about why you need 6. When you're making this, if you use thicker paper, you will not want to make more than 6, because once you start filling your pockets, it's going to be too thick. If you use thinner paper, you can get 8 to 10, depending on how thin your paper is. So your choice, just try it out and see what you like. It's awesome to use double-sided paper, but you don't really have to. The cool part is that once you open your pocket, you can see a design on the inside. So I kind of like the double-sided paper, but I have this design on the outside, so I wanted that to be on the inside. But let's say you cut this out, the score lines valley up, you're folding them over, and you change your mind. All you have to do is flip these over, and then you can make your pocket go in the other way. So if the designs are, if there's patterns on both sides, you can choose what you want. The only time it really matters is if there's words on it or a picture on it that has to be upright. And then you have to actually fold it. I mean, you have to actually make sure you cut it the right way. So if I had messed this up, I'd just flip it over and use the flowers. But I got it, so we're good. It's going the right way. So I'm super happy about that. For me, it's easier to fold over the non-scored side on top of the 2 score fold lines. So now I have 6 that look like this. Now, normally on a project like this, people would say, oh, you should use double-sided sticky tape or Sukwang. However, this Barely Art glue holds it really, really well. We used Barely Art glue for all the projects we did, and we didn't have any problems with it at all. So if you have some really good Barely Art glue, you can use this. So what we're going to do is we're going to apply glue on these tabs only. So do not glue the tab down. Just put glue on top of the tab. Then you fold this over, and now you've already done all the score lines, so it'll lay flat really well. You'll just press on the 2 sides you glued. And give it a second. I'm going to do one more, and then I'll show you the pocket. So just apply glue on the tab. Glue on this tab. The less glue you can use, the better, because then your project won't take so long to dry. Okay, so here we go. Now we have a pocket. So we need 6 pockets. So now we have 2. So I'm just going to glue these together real quick. Just pressing it with my espresso to get that glue to really adhere where I want it to. I'm going to apply glue on these ends as well. And I'm going to press it down. Next, so now you see that we're about to have 6 pockets. So these pockets are the exact size that you would need for an ATC card, a gift card. You can put a picture in it. the really cool part is that you can use it on a card. So this is the card we made last night, but this is the size. So if you wanted to put it on the front of a card and decorate it up, you could easily put a gift card for someone in there. You can also use it on the inside of a card and just apply the gift card. So it's helpful to have this little pocket here for you to put gift cards in. It fits in there perfectly. That's the reason that we use the half circle punch. This would be the time that you would use the half circle punch you would lay this over top of here and punch a half a circle in the top of your pocket. And that way it's easy to get the gift card out. Tonight, because I'm making a really cute little girl card, I decided to use this flower punch. So you have to hold the pocket shut on the end that opens. This is very important. I can't tell you how many people do this wrong. This is the open end. You hold it together. You slide the punch on there, center it, and punch half a circle. Watch out. It comes flying back at you. This one, because I'm doing flowers and it's a girly thing, I decided that I would try and use my flower punch. And look at how cute that is. It puts a little flower on there. So now if I were to put this gift card in here, who doesn't want a Hobby Lobby gift card? It's easier to pull the gift card out because you now have that little tab area right there. So we're going to actually do that on all the cards. But if you punch on the closed end, you have to start over. Because then you can't fit anything in it. I mean, everything will fall out. So I'm punching half flowers, or you can do half circles. I know you guys want to ask me, do I have to give people more pockets because they punched the circle in the wrong end? And the answer to that question is yes. I try to catch them before they do it, but they sometimes go so fast they mess up. But I thought it would be really cute to put the little flower in here. Did my light just go out? Woo! Okay, now I'm going to be picking these up all over my craft room. But look how cute they are. And you could even use them, once you punch them out, you can even put them back to back like this and attach them to the top of your, like if you put a card in there or something, you can attach them like that and then you have a little tab on there. So that works really good when it's the half circle. But you can always save those and use them later. So everything you punch out really has a good use for it. Okay, so now you say, what do I do with these pockets? I have all these pockets, and they don't have to be exactly lined up. Look, mine aren't lined up. They're all jacked. But they don't have to be lined up because once you start filling in the pockets, nobody can even tell. Okay, so you put them in the order that you want them in. Okay, so I'm just going to do mine with the memory, and then this color, and then this color, and then this one, and this one. So I just put them 3 and 3, so they kind of go in a little bit of an order. I'm going to take the first one and lay it down. I'm going to take glue, and this is really important. I'm going to put one line of glue up the center of it. That's it. That's all it needs. I'm going to lay this one on top. I'm going to press it down. And then I'm going to apply the next one. The important part is not to put the glue too close to where your half circle is, because if you do, the glue will squish and close the pocket. So you don't want to close your pockets. So we're going to just put this on top. And I know it sounds crazy, but really, you just need one line of glue. That's all you need. If you put the glue if you put the glue all the way around here, yours is not going to expand. See where we're going with this? This is why you have to have one line of glue down the center and that's it. Otherwise, you won't be able to, oops, you won't be able to do your, open up your Pendaflex, so, your file. Also, when you're using when you're burnishing it, you want to make sure you hold it down and go back and forth until it dries, because if you just do this, it's going to wiggle all out of the order until it sticks. And you can use Sukwang tape on this, double-sided sticky tape if you want. It's entirely up to you. The Barely Art glue holds it. I like it. So we just use the Barely Art glue. It works great. We don't have any problems. So there you go. One line of glue. Put the top on it. Notice I'm standing it up just to make sure that all of the sides stay even. That's just one of those, you know, things. What would bug me if I didn't do it. So it kind of looks like this. I won't pull it too far yet because it still needs to heal from all the glue that's in it. And that's why I do the pockets first. So now I can set them aside, they can dry, and we'll come back to this. So the best thing to do is lay this out exactly the way that you're going to do it. This piece right here and this piece right here have to get attached together. This is going to reinforce the bottom of your box. But the reason that I made these separate pieces was so you could use this one as a matchbook. See? The matchbook. And you can use this one as a photo frame. So a Polaroid photo frame. So look at here. See how that fits on there? So you could use this you could put a picture, you could use this die, cut out a picture, put it on this, and it's just like a Polaroid photo frame. There's also these little pieces that we cut out that go right there, and now you can label it with whatever you want, or journal, or whatever. You can also put these on cards. But I'm about to show you what I did with mine today. So this piece of the die I use for a lot of stuff. So one quick short break. Here's what I made with these two dies today. So I wanted to do swatches of my oxide inks. So I took that piece, this piece, and I flipped it over so that this bendy part would be at the top. And then I swatched all of my colors and I put them on these cards. And each card, I synced it up with the colors that are on it, so that when I'm looking for an oxide, I can just go and look. Like if I want red, I'll look at this card. If I want black, if I want blue, turquoise, blue, purple, brown, whatever I need, I'll just use these. And the last step to these I haven't done yet is I'm going to punch a hole in them and put a ring on them so I can just flip through them really easily. But all of these I created with this die. I love how it came out. You guys can tell me what you think. So these little squares right here, you can get them on the Ranger site. It prints it out like, when you print it out, it prints it out on a whole sheet. I thought I had one right here. Oh, here I do. So it prints out all your colors. And then I just cut them and I ran them across the oxide. And then I put them on here. So I would know every color before I get up and go pull them out. So this, you can get this www.rangerink.com. And it's pretty awesome because they even have labels that if you print them on sticker paper, you can put your names on your oxides. So they have them all written up for you. All you have to do is print it on sticker paper and you can stick it on your oxide inks as well. And they have it for all the Ranger supplies. So definitely if you need that, go ahead and go out there and get it. It's free. You don't have to buy it or anything. Okay, back to the project. You love that idea? I'm super happy with it. I'm so glad because I always got frustrated with what color actually was going to be what color. So it was frustrating to me. So now, okay, so before we put the outsides on, we're going to attach this. Now the key to attaching this is to put this piece on top of this piece. That way, when it folds all up, the seam stays on the back of the box rather than the seam being on the front. So make sure that you lay this piece down, folds down. This one is fold down. Then you apply glue here. You put this one on top. Don't go past the score line. So this score line right here, don't go past that line or it won't fold right. You just press that on there. Once you have that on there, then you can apply these pieces. And remember, if you have a design, this one and these two have to go that way. So this one, and this one go that way. This one goes that way. And I'll show you what happens. When you flip this around, this is one side, this is the other. We want all those pieces to be right side up. So I'll say that one more time. The two on the ends have to go left. The one in the middle has to face right. So that's really, really important. So now I'm just going to apply these on here while it's flat because it's a lot easier while it's flat. I gave it a border around, so keep that in mind when you put it on. There's like a little border all the way around it. There's a border around this one. So you want to make sure that you're keeping it. That's why we fold it. Fold all the fold lines so you're keeping it in its own little square because that's really important. Then this one goes in here. If you don't lay it down right the first time, you got to pick it up right away or the glue dries and you're stuck. Ugh, come on now. There we go. So now I'm just going to press these down so they stay. You can do them on top or you can flip it over and just do it like this. Whichever way works best for you. So now we have these last two pieces, and because they're the top and the bottom, it doesn't really matter whether you put them this way or this way, but I kind of like this one flipped over. So it's a little bit different design. Plus, if you wanted, you could stamp like happy birthday or happy graduation or whatever you wanted, you could stamp on these little pieces right here. So it's just kind of your call. Also, these pockets fit ATCs. So if you wanted to join the ATC swap or you have another ATC swap you do, you can always put the ATC cards in the pocket and then label what swap it was. So it can be used to hold your ATC cards as well. They don't take up a lot of space when they're done, so they're kind of a good little storage for you. I originally, my thoughts of this when I created it was so that you could carry like your receipts and business cards and everything when you're at an expo in your pockets. So that was the reason that I designed it, but we've come up with so many more uses for it. So now that this is dry, I want to show you how far this expands. So this Barely Art glue holds really well. You can really expand these pockets. So this is the guts of your project. So when you attach this, you have to choose one side to go face down. So I'm going to do this wood side face down, and you put glue all over the back. Okay, we need this one because it's going to take all the tension, so you need glue all over the back. When you get ready to place it into your sweet keeper, you have to hold up this tab so you don't go past that line, because if you go past that line, it won't close. So I just hold this up, slide it in flush with the bottom of the box. Make sure that I have a little bit of a border on both sides because it kind of fits in there like that. And once I get it where I want it, I just want to make sure, I press it down really, really good. And you do these as make and take, but why not your stamps? That's why you're at these shows, to sell your product. Yes, but we have this die as well. And they like a make and take project. Craft, are they buying the die cut? No, they're buying the die set, the whole die set, so that they can use it for all these different projects. It's not just one project per die. And they like, most of the time when they go to booths and do projects, sometimes it's just a card and sometimes it's just, a different way to do something. And they get real excited about projects. So I try to come up with a project for everyone to do when we go to the craft shows. It was a great hit. We could get people in and out in 10 to 15 minutes. I just walk them all through the steps, and then they get up, and then the next people sit down, 10 to 15 minutes. I say this process a million times during the day. Okay, so the key to this is do not glue the bottom. No, I already have them all pre-cut at the show. They get to actually make one at the show. You get a little kit. You don't have to pay. It's free. You come up to the table. You do the project. And if you love the project and can use it for so many other things, then you buy the die. Otherwise, you get up. I say, thank you so much for stopping by. You go do something else or shop in the store, whatever. So no glue down here at all, otherwise it won't expand the way it needs to. So no glue there. So all you need is just a line of glue here and one here. And they don't have to be exactly in those spots, just so long as it's on middle and then middle of the top half. Now the way I explain it to them is if you stand it up, and you keep the bottom of the box flat on the table, you'll bring this part up, keeping the bottom flat on the table. When you have it lined up, you squeeze and hold. The biggest thing is you want the bottom of this box to stay flat. And you have to hold this for a second because it really needs to adhere really well. So we kind of hold it for a little bit. When you first make it, I'm going to hold this over so you can see, there's a little L shape right here, a big gap. And that is supposed to be there so that when it expands, as you fill the pockets, it will expand out and then it will fill in that space. If you don't have that space, it'll have nowhere to go. So I'm guessing not many buy it, if not too bad for that. That's a lot of work for you. Oh no, we sell out. Almost every show we sell out of the dies. It was a great project. Everybody loved it. So now I have to come up with something just as awesome this year, so they'll love that too. We have these in the shop. They're called Fantastic Fasteners. It's like a Velcro type thing. So it's soft on one side and rough on the other. I know you guys know what these are. The easiest way to do this is stick it together. Yeah, it's been really great. I have 2 new projects for next year, so I'm super excited. So put them together, peel the plastic off the soft side, and place it inside your lid, like this. So you're actually putting both pieces on there at one time. This is going to help you line up where it goes here and where it goes here without having to worry about that. So you'll take this part off. You'll flip it over. Keep the top of the box flat on the table just like you did with the bottom of the box. And then bring this up to meet it. When you get it lined up where you want, you squeeze. Look, my paper's matched up perfectly. You squeeze it. Once you have it done, it is then a box. It will have a gap here till we fill it in, and I have cut everything to fill it in. I did make this die set. And then you open this up, and now you can fill it. You can put stuff in all the pockets. So this one on the front, because it's still a little wet, doesn't open up quite as much, but it will as it heals. So I cut out these papers, which are the same size as an ATC. So 2.5 by 3.5. And I just cut these out of regular paper. Don't worry, we have a set coming soon for that. Don't tell anyone I told you that, though. Okay, so I'm going to round the corners just because I like them that way. I didn't do that ahead of time. I wish I had. But I also cut some cute little sayings to put in each one of my designs. So we are going to actually start adhering them together. So I have this one that says, "Hello, gorgeous." Okay, so I know you guys are wondering where I got all these cool little sayings. And it was actually out of, all I used was this is from Photo Play, and this was their best friends set, and it has all these stickers that we can add later, and then all the papers that were included are all the papers I used for this, except for the tan that's Stampin' Up. So I'm going to add some glue on here. Stick this on there. Now this can be the front or the back, depending on what else you want to put in here. And you can put like dots and all kinds of stuff, but I wanted to show you a little bit more about what this looks like. So then you take these cards and you slide them in the pockets. And then this one, I'll leave this one square because I want to put this sentiment on there. So you could really do this for a friend, a relative. This one actually, I double matted this one because I like the way the words went. This may end up going to Jamie. She's the one I had in mind when I did it. So it says, "Here's to the nights that turned into mornings with friends that turned into family." So you just stick that on there. Use my espresso to press that down. And now this one will fit in the pocket. And then we have this one that I don't have any sentiment on yet, but I'm going to use those stickers. I won't go through all the details of it because you guys know how to decorate your own stuff. But I wanted to show you. So again, this card is 2.5 by 3.5, and then it's just 1/4 of an inch smaller on each side for the pockets. So this one, I'm going to put that one here. And then we have a couple more. Oh, it looks like I didn't cut as many as I thought. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I only did 5. Oh, well, I'll do the other one later. Maybe I didn't do it because I thought I'd just put a gift card in there. But I think I'm going to put, what I'm going to do is put these on the front, and then I'll print some pictures and put the pictures on the back, so there'll be a sentiment on one side and a picture on the other. I think that's super cool. Now this one, I'm going to round the edges again, and then we'll have this one done, and then we'll go on to the next project. So the next project is still going to use the Sweet Keeper die set, and I already have them cut out, and you've already seen me put it together, so it'll be helpful to watch the next one. Hi, Nana. Nana Joe, how are you tonight? Thank you for joining us. Okay, so this one says, just call me when you need a friend. And we'll put this one in here. So as you can see, when I start putting dimensional stuff, this is going to expand out like this. And then you won't be able to see that gap in there at all. And then this closes up like this. And then, here we go. You ready? This is where I'm going to put this little girl. This is the reason we colored her. Like this. I'm going to open it up so I can lay it flat. Press it down. I knew she was going to fit on there perfectly. She's going to fit on there, and then I'm going to use this sentiment down here at the bottom. It's a little bit busy, so I might save it for putting it on the inside instead. Oh, snap. Or you can put it on the back or wherever you want, but I think I'm not going to stick it. I like the girl, but the paper already says a whole lot, so I think I'm not going to do the sentiment right now. But that's the Sweet Keeper. That's how you put it together. It's super easy. You just die cut the pieces and put it together. Again, the instructions are in the packet, so it'll help walk you through all of the steps. Now, that was more of a girl. You like it? Because we're going to put another something together that's similar. Okay, so here's what I did. I cut out these pieces. I can't remember if I'll need them all or not, but, and then I cut these pieces. They're like cars. See? Zoom. So you remember, the two on the end have to face the same way. These two. This one has to face the opposite way. So when you're putting them together, don't forget that. But for this one, I'm going to fold on the score lines. This one I'm going to put together just a little bit different to kind of give you a little different idea of what you can do. This one's going to kind of be like the matchbox that I showed earlier. Okay, so this piece right here can be like a matchbook, okay? You could put tea bags or whatever you want inside there, whatever you can think of. But to change this up a little bit, I want to put a pocket in it so that I can, hi Sharon, I want to put a pocket in it so I can put a gift card. So I wanted it to be man-ish. So these are my pockets. Remember, they can also be an index card or a recipe card. I'm going to fold on the score lines, just like I did the other ones, and then fold in half. just line up the edges. That paper didn't fold very well, did it? So what we're going to do, because I really am going to give this to someone, is we're going to take the N5 that we used, and we're just going to go along there and cover that up. As we don't want that white sticking out of there. It'll just look funny. And this way, we cover up that white and you can't even tell. See? All done. All fixed. Yay! Alright, so now we're going to apply glue on here. I got a little glue bubble at the top of my glue. Same as we did before. Add the glue to the tabs. Fold it over and press it with your espresso. Hi, Tammy. That way, you've made a pocket. It goes like this. You did make it before it was over. Although we did just make this one. But I'll go over it at the end. But I'm showing you another way to use this. But we'll recap all of them at the end. And then you can come back and watch all the details. So for this one, I wanted to... I think I want to put this on the inside. So I wanted to kind of make that Matchbox-ish sort of idea. But I want this to open up so that I can write a message on the inside of the card so that the gift card will open up like this. So before we get to doing that, we need to put our design on here. So let me put my Zoom Zoom car on here. So, hi Michelle. So Michelle, there's a lot of details on how to cut it if it's got a design on it, which way to lay the paper when you're die cutting. I went through all of that, so you can definitely catch that in the replay. Yeah, I thought this might be a little bit longer tonight than I had wanted it to be, but it is what it is. Okay, I'm trying to decide if I want to put anything on the outside of this or not. Can't decide if I want it to be like Zoom Zoom or if I want it to be on the inside. Trying to decide which way I want to do it. Because I think it might work better if I take this tab and cut off this piece right here. I think this is going to make me way happier. And then apply this on the inside with this. Oh yeah, this is going to make me way happier. And then that way I can do the little matchbook. Okay, so I don't really have to put this on there, but I kind of like it better. It makes it feel a little more sturdy to me. So I'm going to actually apply glue in here. I'm going to adhere this to the inside this time. Last time we did it to the outside, but this time I'm doing it to the inside. I did just stick that down all the way. So you can't really slide it under there. But that's okay because I have something I want to put on here to kind of adhere this all together. So it's a little bit like the matchbook, but a little bit different. Okay, so now I want to put in my little car paper, if you will, card paper. I think I'm going to cut this down a little bit. Look at me making this all up. It's just, you can do so much with this that you can just, so so much fun. So I just cut that in half. And then I'm going to place this one inside here. That way I can see a little bit more of this. That makes me happier. So now I'm going to apply glue here because I want to put my pocket on here. I'm going to place it in the center, but don't go past the score line. I'm loving this. See, now it looks like this. I wonder if I want to put that there. Nope, I don't. But the back, no. Okay, so we're going to put a little bit. This little one would have fit on the other one, so I'm going to cut it to fit here. So I'm just going to mark it like that, and then I'll trim it with my trimmer. So going in here, using where I marked it. There we go. This one will look a little bit masculine. I'm going to place that on here so it has a mat all the way around it. It's just going to fancy it up a bit. You don't actually have to do it. I just thought it would be cool to do it. I want to place it on this little lip so it looks intentional. It is intentional, but I don't want anybody to think I did something different than I wanted to. Okay. I don't have my circle punch, so I'm just going to cut with my scissors around the circle punch because I don't actually have I don't want to stick it in. I don't want you guys to have to wait for me to do that. And I don't want to put a flower on this one for a boy. So I'm just going to wing it by cutting around this half circle die that comes with it. Because I'm bold like that. You know, you guys know me. I'll try anything once. There we go. Now, all we have to do is trim that so it doesn't have that one little spot on there. There we go. Then we can take out our N5 again and just go along here so there's no white marks on this. I don't know if you guys do that with your images when you color them, but I do sometimes. Oh, it's so cute. Okay, I think I want to put, I can't decide if I want to put, like, look, in your lane. I don't know if I like that. I think I'm going to wait. I think I'm going to put a sentiment right there, like happy birthday or happy Father's Day or whatever you want to put in there. Then this will fit my gift card in there. See? This is the size that fits inside here. This is the die that you had. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in there for decoration. I will now. I missed something. Now you'll know how to use it. Do you have one? Do you have a sweet keeper? Ooh, you're going to love it. So much fun. Look at all these different things you can make with it. And I'm just making this one up as I go along. So I think I'm going to put this little guy in here. He's so cute. We can put him here or here. Yeah, let's put him in here. This is probably going to be like a Father's Day thing, I think. Because it's so cute. I like it. I'll put... Touch up with Copic markers? Oh, yeah. I do it all the time. It's so helpful. Especially if you fussy cut at all. You can just go around it with that. I actually learned that doing my Crazy Creations coloring on glitter. I would always go around the outside after I cut it off so you couldn't see the white. And it was awesome. So I'm sorry I don't have any sentiments cut out right now, but what I'm going to do is take this, this fantastic fastener that we sell in the shop that I was talking about earlier, and I'm going to actually just, I need my tape scissors to do this because it's sticky. I'm going to actually cut it, and I'm only going to use a portion of it for this because it's much smaller. It doesn't need a lot of sturdy hold. So I'm going to peel off the side. That's the soft side. And I'm going to place it right here on the edge. I'm going to peel this side, this plastic piece off. Don't stick to my finger now. Thank you. And then I'm going to fold this over and I'm going to place it right there. And now I have this. It's pretty flat. It would definitely go in a card. It would definitely go on a present. You can even make these for Christmas. And then you just lift it up, open it up, the Velcro. You have a gift card in there. So if you don't want to make a whole bunch of gift card holders, you can just make one. So let's recap real quick, okay? All right, so we have our Sweet Keeper. It has all the pieces. You can cut the top and the bottom at the same time. These accents, all the outside pieces. And then you need 6 pockets to make this one. So we actually have 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then you can use this die as an index card or recipe card. It's the all one piece die. Or when you fold it together, it makes a pocket that you can actually use on a card, in this project, pretty much however you want. The outside pieces, the bottom piece, that's this piece right here, it actually makes a Polaroid frame that looks like this. So see, it looks like a Polaroid picture, but in this case, I did swatches of my oxide inks, placed them on these cards. I did all of them. And then I'm just going to punch a hole in it and put a ring on it so I can just look through all my oxide colors. And I did all of these with that die from the Sweet Keeper. And then I made this one, and instead of adhering the bottom piece, I just took that piece and put it inside here, half of it. And then I placed one pocket on the inside, the decoration on the inside. The back is all black, and the zoom on the front. I'll cut one more of these, but I'll probably stamp Happy Father's Day, Happy Birthday, something like that. I'll stamp something like that on it, and then I'll place it on there, and then I can put a gift card and do a present. We colored this little guy. Does anybody have any questions about the Sweet Keeper? Look at all these projects you can make. Look at this. We have little cards in there that say, "Hello, gorgeous. Friends. Call me if you need me." You can put pictures in here. You can put business cards in here. Gift cards. ATC cards. You know what else fits in here? Ghirardelli chocolates fit in here. Tea bags fit in here. Little honey sticks fit in here. What else did other people show me? Just anything that's about that size and somewhat flat will fit in these pockets. And then you just close it up. Decorate it however you want. Close it up. It's got the square shape. It is supposed to have that there until you start filling up the pockets. And then it will look like this. once you start filling it up. Just like that. So what do you guys think? Pretty cool, huh? I know a lot of people have been asking about this. We've done it a couple of times. There's some posts out on YouTube to show you how to do it, but this kind of showed you several different ways to use the dies. So hopefully this was helpful. I hope you guys liked it. Thank you for hanging in there. I know it took a really long time because we colored too, but you know, I just love hanging out with you guys. This is the die I was talking about. I hope you guys really enjoyed that. And I hope it helped. And for sure, if you have the die and you have questions, feel free to shoot me a little message. I'll be more than happy to help out if you have any questions or have any concerns, or if you want to know how I made these. These are awesome. I love these. I'm so excited. I just did them today. Okay, so today's Thursday, so I should be back next week, but I am potentially going to Arizona. I'm going to try to take all my stuff with me, but if I run into any problems, I will definitely post to let you guys know. Otherwise, I will be back Tuesday next week for our Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Jamie will pick up on Saturday, and you'll see her Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Nothing on Friday. It's our day off. Thanks so much for joining me, you guys. It was super fun. Have a good evening. Good night.